Hi everyone, it's Maud here again, and welcome to your Thanksgiving yoga practice. As you can tell by my very holiday themed pants, because I am looking forward to Christmas and the holiday season, this is a perfect class to take on Thanksgiving Day, on Thanksgiving week, whether it's before the feast, after the feast, the weekend of the feast, right before the game, whenever it may be. This is a lighthearted practice that I have for you today. I'm going to be just talking about some trivia about Thanksgiving that you guys may not know about, or that I didn't know about at least before this practice. And that, this practice you can share with your family. It'll just be playful, lighthearted. We won't be too serious or anything like that. It's just a good way for us to either start or conclude or culminate that Thanksgiving spirit. And so I have here my two blocks. If you don't have any props, don't worry about it. You won't require them. We won't require them. All I need for you guys is really a sense of humor, some lightheartedness, and maybe grab somebody from your family and say like, "Hey, do you want to practice yoga together?" Even if they've never done it, grab a mat and let's go have fun. All right. So we're going to actually start here standing. I want you guys to spread your legs a little bit, not super wide like this, but wider than hip width apart. And I want you to just bend your legs, point your toes out to the side, maybe you're 10 and 2 o'clock, and just plant your hands on your thighs. And just to start swaying your hips left and right. Basically, what we're doing is we are trying to kind of start a little bit gentle here so that if you just ate or if you just did a lot of entertaining with your family, and regardless whether you're in Canada or whether you are in the US or some other place, if you do practice and celebrate Thanksgiving, we all know it is just this week where anything can happen. There are more people in the house. Maybe you are the guest, whatever the case may be. But it's always good to just move the body, regardless of whether you're just seated in the couch, had a big lunch, a big dinner, a big feast, and to just move the body. As you can see, I'm already starting to do a little bit of twisting in the upper body. So feel free to just move in a way that feels good to you. And be candid with your movements too. It doesn't have to be super aligned or angled, but start to also now twist the head and the neck along with the upper body. Breathing in and out. Nice job. Let's all come to center and let's inhale our arms up. Make a big circle with your hands. And exhale to heart center. One more time. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. And then exhale to heart center. Have those feet really glued down to the ground, softening at the knees. And with a hint of a smile, let's just rotate our neck to the left and to the right. We're doing some swaying later, by the way. So let's just look left and right. And then look up and down. Hands remain on the chest. Two more times, up and down. Nice job. Come to center. We're going to lengthen our arms out. Start to bend the legs a little bit. And then just sway the body left and right. Bending the right leg, bending the left leg. Establishing some length in your arms so you feel kind of roomy in the body. And if you wanted to put some music on, you can put some music on if you want. Here we go. 4 more times. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Hands on your hips. Now we're going to get our legs a lot wider. Maybe have your toes sort of point forward-ish, whatever that means, whatever that looks for you. Send your hips to the back. Plant your hands on blocks or on the floor. And then let's start to bend one leg at a time. In these nice lateral lunges. Again, just moving the body and acknowledging the fact that we do need some of this energy, some mindful energy during Thanksgiving because things can get crazy in the kitchen. Perhaps some conversations with your family and guests. And so we just want to kind of come back to ourselves inward and cultivate some nice movement here. Did you guys know that the original Thanksgiving actually lasted 3 days? I would not be opposed to that. If that meant we would have more days of no work. Nice job. One more time each side. We kind of warmed up these legs and the inside of the thighs earlier on. And keep it right here. I'm trying to mirror you. So send your right hand underneath your chest or your face. Send the left hand on your lower back. And maybe just get the pelvis to shimmy towards the left side as you start to open your chest towards your left. I said that the opposite way. Shimmy your hips a little bit to the right side so you can twist towards the left. There you go. Did I say this practice was lighthearted? Let's not take things too seriously today. Open the chest, inhale. Exhale. Let's go the other way. Left hand down, right hand on your lower back. Send your hips to the left a little bit and then slowly rotate your chest towards the right. There, I got it right this time. Inhale here, find the breath. And then exhale with a smile. Nice job. Hands down. And so let's get this nice forward fold position right here. Lengthen the spine on an inhale, whatever feels good to you. And on an exhale, just bend the elbows and you can soften your knees and find your nice forward fold. There are no wrongs or rights here. I just want you guys to hang out. Breathing in and out. No matter how much turkey you have yet to eat or how much turkey you have already eaten, no judgments here. Speaking of which, did you guys know that there are 3 towns in the U.S. that are named Turkey? One of them is right here, whoop whoop, North Carolina, represent. And then there's one in Texas and the other one is in Louisiana. How funny is that? Inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, walk the hands towards your left side. Turn your toes towards the front and then plant your right knee down. Like I said, I'm trying to mirror you if the long side of your mat is facing me. However it is, left foot forward, the right leg is back. Plant your right hand down. And then as you inhale, lift your left arm up. Find this nice twist. Dropping your right ear to your right shoulder. And then let's start to take these nice shoulder rolls on the left arm. Maybe about 3 circles going in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Again, getting some movement. Building up some heat. One more time. Inhale, rise. As you exhale, rotate your leg, this right leg, so that your right ankle is right behind the right knee, almost spaced there. And then sort of just slide your left foot to be in line with your right knee. Keeping that leg bent, hands on the hips, and let's start to warm up the inside of the left thigh and the left groin. Just moving to the left. Keeping your chest open. 2 more. We're just sort of warming up here, mobilizing and opening up the groin. And here we go. You can deepen this stretch however you want. You can plant your left forearm on top of your left thigh and then inhale your right arm up. Breathing in and out. And then speaking of turkey, no judgment here, but the average American consumes 4,500 calories on Thanksgiving Day. No judgment. I mean, if you're not going to consume that much food, when is the best time to do it? Thanksgiving would be the best time to do it. Maybe Christmas over the holidays. But when it starts to get cold, you just kind of want to gobble up. Inhale here. As you exhale, plant the right hand down on the other side. Keeping that left leg bent, inhale your left arm up. Breathing here. You can stay right here or you can revisit those shoulder rolls once again. We did about 6 that on the same side right here. So if that felt good to you, if you need more of this mobility in your shoulder joint, do it. I will not deprive you of that. Lift the left arm up. This time straighten the left leg and point your toes forward. Keep the right ear close to your right shoulder. Inhale here. Full exhale. And keeping the left arm up, maybe you can lift the left leg up. And if you're a lot more playful, then you can also bend that left leg, grab it with your left arm. Perhaps looking down, challenging the balance. If you're falling all over, being wobbly, let's just blame the turkey, or let's just blame the alcohol. And speaking of which, the night before Thanksgiving is supposedly the biggest drinking day of the year. Didn't even know that. Maybe point your tailbone towards the back of that knee. One more. Engage that glute. And then slowly release the arm, release the leg. Come into your other side of the mat. In all fours, hands and knees. Spreading those fingers underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Make sure there's space in the legs. And let's do our cat-cows and articulate the spine. Inhale, belly drops, tailbone lifts. And then you lift the gaze as well. And perhaps on an exhale, you go the other way, curling in and rounding that spine. Breathe in any way that feels comfortable to you, but focus on what's happening in the spine. We definitely want it flexing and extending, and also just kind of feeling this natural sensation when we arch the spine and round the spine. It just generally feels good without all the anatomy speak, right? 2 more times for good measure. And speaking of measuring, and I'm sorry, I apologize to my vegan and vegetarian friends, but I think 40 or 46 million turkeys get consumed every Thanksgiving season. I'm sorry about that. Just had to share that trivia. All right, this time left foot is forward. Send your right knee back. Sorry, right foot is forward. Send your left knee back. There you go. And then left hand remains down on the mat, and then inhale your right arm up. Thank you guys for understanding. Make the circles in your shoulder joint on that right side. Big, big circles. Take advantage of this space. And then go the other way. Perhaps just doing 3. Nice job. And then keep that right arm lifted. You can drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Inhale right here. And then slowly release. Now this time your left ankle is going to be right behind the left knee. Slowly come here on the long side of your mat. Slide that right foot to be in line with your left knee. Hands on the hips, and just like we did on that first side, we're just going to start to slide the body to the right. Kind of warming up that right groin. Nice job. Maybe a couple more times. Nice job. One more time. And then stay right here. You can plant your right forearm down and then lift your left arm up. Feel that stretch on that left side. Again, since we're going with numbers here, we actually consume like 80 million pounds of cranberry during Thanksgiving. Isn't that crazy? I love cranberry, but 80 million pounds. I guess it's not that hard because cranberry, you can juice it, you can puree it, you can consume it dried with your stuffing and all that. So I guess it's not much of a surprise. I hope for those of you who have not eaten, I'm not making you more hungry. But for those of you who have eaten, it's probably good to know some of these things, yeah? One last breath right here. Hope you guys are still feeling lighthearted and humorous. No serious yoga today. And exhale, plant your right hand down. Sorry, left hand down. Inhale your right arm up. Keeping that leg bent on that right side. And whenever you're ready, or if it felt good for you, then revisit those shoulder rolls here on that right arm. Maybe perhaps making bigger circles this time. 3 in one direction. Nice job. Talking about alcohol and drinking, right? The biggest drinking day of the year is the night before Thanksgiving. 170% increase. That's crazy. Inhale here. Now lengthen your right leg, point your toes forward. You can keep your left ear close to your left shoulder. And if you're feeling playful, you can float that right leg up. You can stay right here or you can bend it. Right hand catches the right foot. Look in any direction that feels good to you. I know my hair looks wonky right now. Doesn't matter. Engage those glutes. Lengthen here. Open the chest. And then slowly release that foot. And then come back into your quadruped or hands and knees. A couple of rounds of cat-cow here. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips, keeping your fingers spread. And then inhale, same thing. Drop belly, lift tailbone, open chest, lift your head. And then we're just going to go the other way with the breath and with the movement. Perhaps just 2 more for good measure. And perhaps doing this with a hint of a smile. This has to be like happy movements for you, right? One more time. We call this a cow pose. And then this is a cat pose. Self-explanatory. Come back to center, keeping your hands where they are, keeping your toes tucked. Just lift your hips up and back. Make that letter A shape, and we call this a downward facing dog. So your tailbone is going to be the top of that letter A shape. And your goal here is to feel good, first of all. Second, prioritize the lengthening of your spine more than the straightening of your legs. So even now, pedal the legs and the ankles left and right, one at a time. Bending the right leg. Bending the left leg. You can just let the neck hang, but keeping the hips lifted. Hands are strong on the mat. And let's come into our downward facing dog. So you can definitely bend the legs. Find some strength in your shoulders. And making that letter A shape, like I said, tailbone points towards the corner where the ceiling and the wall meet, so up. And you can soften at the knees. Or for those of you who can lengthen, you can definitely lengthen. Just keep that shape in here. That letter A shape. Inhale. And then exhale. Walk your hands towards your feet. Keeping the feet underneath the hips, toes point forwardish. Inhale, rise up with the arms. Watch your palms connect. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Nice job. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, send your hips back. And then find your forward fold. Hang your upper body. Inhale, walk your hands back into that letter A shape, downward facing dog. And then slowly shift forward to a plank pose. And sending all the energy towards your midline. So draw a line, an imaginary line, from your throat down to your pubic bone. And that's kind of where the energy goes to right now, the activation as well. Squeezing the glutes, tailbone pointing towards your heels in the back. Feel that engagement. Send your knees down. And then slowly tap your chest down towards the mat. And then keeping your knees down, exhale, push up. One more time. Elbows to the back. Tap your chest down. And then slowly come up. Exhale, push up. Float your knees up. Come back to plank. And then shift your hips back. Downward facing dog. Again, Humor and lightheartedness are very important in this practice. If that didn't quite work, you weren't quite ready for that, that's okay. Walk your feet towards your hands. Towards the top of the mat, feet underneath the hips. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, send the hips back. Find your fold. Just drop the upper body down. Bend the legs, plant your palms, step back into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hands at least shoulder width apart, feet at least hip width apart. Again, lengthen the spine. You can soften the knees. Lower belly back and up. Breathe. Inhale. And then exhale. Slowly shift back to plank. Send your knees down. 2 rounds of push-up here. Inhale to lower the chest down, elbows back. Exhale, push-up. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale. And then exhale. Peel your knees off the mat for a plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly walk your hands towards your feet. Haven't we been here before? Hell yeah. Feels good. Repeat, rinse, repeat, and become masters of the movement. Hands together, and then to the chest. Let's do that one more time, shall we? Inhale, rise with the arms. Exhale, hips back. Dangle the body. Soften your knees, please. With some lightheartedness, walk back into the letter A shape, downward facing dog. Lengthen spine, lengthen your patience. Slowly shift forward to plank. Again, drawing your energy towards that imaginary midline. Dropping your knees down. Find your push-up, just 2. Inhale, chest down. Exhale, push-up. Keep squeezing the glutes. Keep smiling, perhaps laughing, that's okay. And then come back into a plank. And then to a downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale right here. After your exhale, walk the feet towards the hands. You guys are masters of this. You've done this already. Feet underneath the hips. Inhale, rise up, torso up, reach up. Hands to heart center. Let's conclude this flow. Inhale, up. Exhale, hips back soft, knees fold forward. Bend the legs, plant the palms, step back into downward facing dog. I know. Hang in there. Inhale here. Exhale. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, look towards your hands. Have a little hop, cross at the ankles. Boop. And then let's have a seat. Nice job. All right. So have your feet in front of you, like mine. And then just make sure that the feet are a little wider than hip width apart. You can lean back with your hands and fingers pointing out. Now, send your heels off of the mat or off of the floor, and then keep your toes down. The chest is open. Big breath right here. Inhale. And then exhale. Nice job. Now keep the feet where they are, which means the balls of the feet are going to be down, the toes are going to be down, heels lifted, but then float the arms forward and then lean back a little bit. Kind of a scooping in the belly right here. Feel that heat right there. For those of you who've eaten and had your turkey, if only all the turkey inside your belly can talk to you. Feel that nice scoop. But relax the shoulders down best you can. Now we're going to start with our left leg. Keep your right foot where it is. The left leg will just lift up. Point your toes and then slowly plant down. Keep the heels lifted off the mat. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale down. Notice I'm not teeter-tottering in my upper body. So this is a lower belly action, hip flexor action as well. Just do it one at a time, maybe 2 times each side. And I find that this exercise actually, over the years, kind of helps with digestion for me. Maybe not for you, but for me, it does help build up some warmth in the body without taxing too much. Now stay right here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then let's relax. We can cross the legs, hands on your thighs, and do some torso circles. We're going to revisit that action one more time, but we'll do it a little bit different. So right here, just feel the release in the lower back. Oh, and speaking of digestion, I didn't even know that this term existed, but there is such a thing as Brown Friday. And that is the Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Reverse the motion. And supposedly, the plumbing industry gets a 20% increase in terms of call volume. So I'm not going to get into details as to why it's called a Brown Friday. You probably know. But perhaps having more guests in your house than usual and all the food that you're eating, I can see how the plumbing industry can benefit from that. One more round this way. I did say this was a lighthearted practice, right? So I had to mention that. All right, feet in front of you. Actually, let me show it in this direction so that it's a lot clearer. Same thing, feet are down. You can lean back. This time, instead of planting your hands, plant your hands on your hamstrings or in the back of the knees. Now, if you've done Pilates's way of cueing is more sitting behind the sit bones, and you get this slight tuck on your tailbone, which is not bad or not wrong either. But for yoga, it's more of like sitting on your sit bones, getting this nice solid connection with your sit bones down, and then you can lean back with an open chest. So if you want to do it the yoga way, the Pilates way, it does not matter to me. Just have fun. Okay, hands behind the knees, lean back. I'm going to do it the yoga way. You do whatever way you want. Chest is open, and then float your feet off of the mat. Point your toes ahead of you. And so send your hands towards your heart. Now the feet and the knees are separated about hip width apart. So notice I'm not asking you to grab a block or a pillow. Just stay right here, float the legs. All right. Now lengthen your right leg forward and then send your left knee closer to the chest. Keeping your chest up or rounded, totally up to you. And then just switch. So it's a nice seated bicycle. Again, you can feel this nice warmth and heat building in the belly. And we're just doing this 4 times on each side. And guys, it's just 4. If you need to plant your hands down, plant your hands down. Otherwise, a bit of challenge, a humorous challenge, a lighthearted challenge. And if you're doing this with your family, you want to make it a competition or have a laugh about it, totally fine. Make this, turn this into anything you want it to turn. And then one more time, bending the legs, pointing the toes. Feet are separated. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind the legs. And land. Woo! Nice job. Now feet together. Open the knees out. This is Badakanasana. Hands behind you. And all we're going to do is just take some bounces with the knees. And try not to make this a super big movement, right? This actually feels good. Bouncing, rocking, rolling. Those are some of sort of my non-traditional yoga moves, really, but incorporating it in a yoga class and in a yoga practice is super beneficial. Keep winging it out. Breathing in and out. Perhaps if you want to count, if you're a counter, do about 20 bounces. Nice. Keep bouncing. I'm already starting to think about my Thanksgiving consumption, which takes me to my next trivia, which is the TV dinner concept. You know, the TV dinner where you have compartments in your little plate in front of you? That concept actually came from Thanksgiving dinners, and I did not know that. And I guess it makes sense because people wanted their mashed potatoes here and their beans there and then their meat here and then their cranberry over there. Totally makes sense. 4, 3, 2, 1 on the bouncing. All right. Hands help the knees towards each other. I really hope you guys don't mind one more sort of, I hate to call this core work, but just, okay, let's call it core work anyway, because that's kind of what registers in people's minds. Lean back once again, lift your feet up. This time you're going to flex your ankle. And then this time you're going to send your knees towards each other close, and then the inner ankles are going to touch. All right. So, same thing, Pilates, round and tuck, yoga on your sit bones and lengthen. And if you're a Pilates instructor and I did that wrong, I apologize. But do whatever feels good in your body. Inhale, the arms lift. And as you exhale, just send your hands to the left side. Do not twist the body too much. Inhale here. Keep your chest forward. Exhale to the right. Keep looking at your toes. Try not to judge whether or not you've had time for a pedicure. Inhale, rise. Exhale to the right. 2 more times on each side. If you do feel like this is too much, then send your feet down and no judgment. Let's find nice activation here. Belly and the entire core, front, side, and back, left and right. 1 more time. Inhale. And on to our right side. Send our feet down. Good job, you guys. Scoot your hips down and then lie on your backs, please. Send your knees towards the chest and rock left and right. Beautiful. Hopefully the lightheartedness has stayed in your practice even right now. The last trivia I'm going to share with you is one that really I did not know at all. It kind of goes with my holiday-themed yoga pants. But the song Jingle Bells was written by J.P. Morgan's uncle, and supposedly it was for Thanksgiving. Can you imagine? I can't associate Jingle Bells for Thanksgiving because I always associate it with Christmas. But that's a fact, right? So anyway, keep rocking left to right. 1 more time. If you want to revisit the Badakanasana once again, stop in the middle, soles of the feet touch each other, wing your knees out. And this time, since we did a little bit of bouncing on the groin and the knees earlier, then maybe this pose feels more comfortable to you. Hands could be on the shins or the ankles. I always kind of like to just lengthen my entire spine down and feel a little bit of abdominal action. So do what works for you. Inhale here. And then exhale. And then let's do happy baby. So grab your feet or your shins or your ankles and then send your knees towards your armpits. Just doing the best you can to lengthen your spine down. Taking some nice breaths right here. Inhale. And then exhale. Last time through, inhale. And exhale, release the feet, the shins, any part of your limbs. Lengthen your right leg forward. Send your left knee towards the chest. Have a nice squeeze. Interlace your fingers on top of your left shin. Feeling nice on that hip flexor. Inhale. And then exhale. Slowly send the left knee over towards the right side. Plant your left shoulder blade down towards the mat, and you can rotate your neck towards the left hand. And even here in our practice, right, this is towards the conclusion, towards the end. Just feeling this sense of gratitude just with the blessings that we have, regardless of how you've celebrated Thanksgiving this year. Just kind of looking back to 11 months of the year and just kind of seeing how you've progressed. What are the things in your life that you need to focus on and be more grateful for, that really gets you up in the morning and kind of sets a positive tone for your day. And we just want to remind ourselves, whether it's our dogs or our hobbies or somebody at work that we can just be comfortable with, It's just little things that really do matter that become like these big important things in life. So just try to see if you can get that energy going right here, even towards the end of class. Slowly release from this twist. Have a nice little hug. Left knee to the chest. Yeah. Release that left leg. Send your right knee in. Same energy. Squeezing the right knee in. Ooh, feeling this in the right hip joint. Yeah. Big inhale. And then exhale. Send that right knee to the left. Find the twist. Rotate your head and neck towards the right arm if that feels good to you. Right shoulder blade is down. I really like the quote that says, you can never be angry and grateful at the same time. That's so true. I think Tony Robbins said that, or not sure who originally said it. I tend to forget that with the breath, maybe with meditation, with the mantras, with journaling, with self-dialogue, we can actually alter our moods and alter our attitudes. And so even in this class, if you're like a super hyper competitive person and you just want a yoga practice and you just kind of want to get to your 150% and max out, maybe just tell yourself, you know what, this is okay. It's okay to be lighthearted some days, and some days it's okay to just go all out. But this time, let's just use humor as our weapon to get through the holidays. And then slowly release. As you lengthen both legs into your final resting pose, you can wiggle the ankles, you can wiggle your legs, whatever feels good to you. Perhaps a little bit of shimmy and fidgeting in your shoulders, in your upper body. And if your Shavasana looks different from mine, if you want to put your feet up on the wall or the couch or whatever it is, do so. Otherwise, let's all take a deep inhale here. Release it out, exhale. A few more times, inhale in. Soften the back body down to the mat, exhale. And then one more time, inhale. And then release, exhale. Shavasana, enjoy your resting pose. Take a deep breath in. With a hint of a smile, exhale out. Move your toes and your fingers. Wiggle the body. Worm it out. Just slither. Send your feet towards each other. Inhale, arms long and strong behind you. Toes point forward ahead of you. Inhale. And as you exhale, send your feet in, bend the legs, and roll onto a side of your choice. Gently pushing yourself up in a nice seated position. Crossing at the ankles or sitting hips to heels, whatever works for you. Let's place our hands on heart center. Let the thumbs touch your chest. Hopefully the lighthearted energy and the humor lasted all this time in your practice. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, take a bow. even with our lightheartedness and this crazy practice, we always, always, always want to end class in gratitude, just honoring this body, this mind, this soul that is our shrine and our temple. And it goes through so many things every day just to keep us on this side of the dirt. And that is one thing to be grateful about. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing your practice here and for just laughing it out with me or snickering, giggling, whatever it may be. I hope you did share this with your family members. And if not, there's always time to do so. Have a good rest of your Thanksgiving, or I hope you had a good rest. You had a good Thanksgiving as well. From my heart to yours, namaste, namaste, namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. I hope I see you next time. For now, take care and happy gobble. Happy Turkey Week. Bye. Peace out.